afternoon, industry leaders. It is our pleasure to welcome everyone to India's Top Manufacturing Leaders Forum and Awards 2021, presented by Atos and SAP, organized by Auden Global Value Advisors. I am Namrata Kumaya from Team Auden Global Value Advisors and will be the host for the day. Today, we are joined by top manufacturing leaders of India and technology experts from Atos and SAP to make this webinar an exciting communication platform for sharing best practices, roadmap to the future, and innovative technology solutions. We thank Atos and SAP, our presenting partners, for enabling us to set up such a rich forum. It can't be a better moment than this for the webinar on acceleration of intelligent manufacturing with SAP. Now, let's make the strategies and roadmap today to accelerate intelligent manufacturing with Atos and SAP experts. I will navigate you through interesting keynotes, insightful panel discussion, and exciting demo of SAP solutions by Atos and SAP experts during the day. Today, we are here to gain cutting-edge insights and celebrate success and innovation in manufacturing through India's most prestigious Inflection Awards. Here I invite Manjuna Fulkani, Director, Sales and Business Development from Atos, to open the session with his perspectives. Manjuna is a senior IT business professional with over 18 plus years of experience, with a total of 8 plus years in a leadership roles, setting up new business and managing a large customer base. He has a rich experience in the IT and telecom arena, career starting with strategic accounts management plus business alliance roles. I request Mr. Manjuna to take over.
Thank you, Namrata. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, you're audible.
Thank you so much. Afternoon, everyone. Warm welcome from Atos and SAP. Thank you for taking time out from your busy schedule and being with us. Together, Atos and SAP will do our best to make this session more meaningful, insightful, and relevant for you and your business.
Manju, sorry to interrupt. Please come near the mic.
Okay, sorry. I hope it is good now.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you so much. Namrata gave a brief introduction. My name is Manjuna Fulkani. I'm heading the sales and business development part for Atos India. I'm based in Mumbai. Theme of the event is acceleration of intelligent manufacturing with SAP. Before I go and talk on a couple of other aspects, it is very important to know that how healthy, deep, and strong Atos relationship with SAP. More than 35 years at all levels, whether it is local, global, till CEO level. Highest level of engagement at platinum level. Year on year, we have won Pinnacle Award as latest as 2020. The credentials like world largest HANA deployment is done by Atos. Biggest SAP ECC deployment is done by Atos. More than 13,000 employees are focused in SAP services in Atos. Without much saying, I truly thank you for the entire SAP team for their excellent support all along. I'm sure you have gone through the agenda. Together, Atos and SAP, we tried our best to cover all aspects around the theme. The entire session is divided into 4 sections. Number 1, how Atos and SAP offerings in true sense acts as a catalyst to accelerate intelligent manufacturing. This session will be covered by Atos along with the SAP team. We also have a demo, which you can see live. We also have a panel discussion. I truly thank Dr. Ravi, who is going to moderate this session, joined by eminent IT leaders from manufacturing industry. Thank you, sir, for everyone for taking time and accepting our invitation and being with us and going to share your eminent knowledge here. And fourth is a reward and recognition. In conclusion, you will get to know how to transform the current manufacturing operations and become intelligent and future ready. I only have 3 slides to share, which are more related to Atos. It is going to be an introduction to Atos. Let me share my screen. And Amrita, just confirm me once my screen is visible.
It's visible.
I have tried capturing both aspects, whether it is global Atos, whether it is local Atos. Let me begin with a short story on global. We're about 11 billion euros in revenue, which is little less than $13 billion. We're about 105,000 experts in about 71 countries. Very proud to highlight that we are worldwide IT partner for Olympic and Paralympic sports. Last 20 years, that is 5 formats of Olympic and Paralympic, and next 2 formats, contract is already secured by Atos. We are the only one company who have been allowed to have an Olympic logo on our business card. When we meet face to face, we'll present our card and you can witness that. I know that when I used Olympic as a sport this time, this was more credible for India for this year, keeping the history in mind. I think be it Olympic sports, be it Paralympic sports, India has secured the largest medals this year. Thank you to the entire sports fraternity here. We are global leaders in cloud and digital workplace. We stand number 2 in the world for managed security services. We stand number 1 for high performance computing systems. We stand number 1 for quantum simulations. We are ranked world's 4th largest IT services company. We have more than 9 customer innovation centers. More than $1 billion is spent in R&D in last 3 years. More than 5,000 patents registered by Atos in the area of digital transformation. We are not only a digital services company, we are very responsible on sustainability. We are a company who has net zero target for ourselves. We also have suites of offerings in the space of decarbonization, be it in the area of consulting, be it in the area of deployment. We'll be very, very keen in case any of you have any keen interest. We are happy to come, whether it is virtual, whether it is face-to-face. We'll try to explain how we can really address decarbonization and earn carbon credits for your organizations. Let me move to India. About 33 years in India, more than 35,000 business technologists. We are the number 1 delivery center out of 13 GDCs which Atos has. More than 350 plus locations where we are delivering services for our customers. More than 60 plus partner ecosystem supporting us to deliver this to the customers. We are number 1 in fuel retail automation in India. We are not only on SAP consulting or delivery, we are also an SAP training and certification organization. More than 100 plus customers. Let me highlight this with a smile. Happy customers. Happy to highlight that we have secured 4,500 crore single deal from CDAC. Thank Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi. In recent digital conclave on national media, he truly appreciated Atos' efforts in building supercomputing platform and cybersecurity solution for the Weather Department of India. This slide will give you a clarity about 8 cities where we have our presence, largely densed around Mumbai, Pune, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Gurgaon. Customers in manufacturing talk about Piramal, Siemens, Volkswagen, Zuari, Mantrag, BMW, Mercedes, Electrolux. We are doing multiple things, whether in the space of infrastructure, whether in the space of applications, whether in the space of analytics or security. We are largely taking care in maximum capacity with the customers. We are a truly tier 1 IT service provider, ranging the services from infrastructure to application to analytics to security. largely focusing in today's time more about cloud, cybersecurity, edge computing, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and many more. I think this is where I will conclude. I request once again, allow us to participate, allow us to come have a virtual meeting or a face-to-face meeting, show our credentials, show used cases how Atos can really address digital solutions to the problems, maybe in the space of operations, maybe in the space of manufacturing, maybe in the space of factory. We can do that. Thank you so much. Namrata, all to you.
Thanks, Mr. Manjunath, for your wonderful thoughts. Now, we will have an interesting keynote by James Rickard, Head of Manufacturing, Pre-Sales, SAP Europe from Atos on the topic, Rise of Intelligent Manufacturing with SAP. James is a former automotive and medical device production engineer and works for Atos as a SAP solution architect and leads pre-sales and solution in SAP manufacturing for Atos Europe. 24 years of supply chain leadership management and project implementation, intelligent manufacturing solutions, and roadmap to a broad range of sectors and industries, including manufacturing, automotive, life sciences, medical devices, chemicals, oil gas, projects, retail, CPG, public sector, media, defense, and services. Advisory on supply chain and manufacturing IT strategy, roadmaps, cloud and hybrid architectures. Successfully completing projects in manufacturing, warehousing and logistics, production procurement, solutions and digital transformation, roadmap development. I request James Rickard from Atos to start his keynote presentation.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Yes, as I say, thank you very much to allow me to speak today. I'm sure smart manufacturing and digital solutions is a topic that is very close to a lot of people's hearts on the call today. From an Atos perspective, our intelligent manufacturing philosophy has smart manufacturing at the heart. We focus on manufacturing KPIs that drive sustainable value, connect asset performance, people, business strategy, processes, and technology. What we're seeing in the market, a lot of manufacturing industries are facing challenges at the moment. A lot of them I probably don't have to mention, like COVID. And certainly here in the UK market, we're seeing the outcome of Brexit. We're seeing things like demand variability, supply chain and supply challenges, customers' demand for mass customization, and ever increasing competitive pressure. We're seeing increasing regulations and associated increasing risks, and a change in business models of manufacturers as they look to change their models to financial-based, usage-based models. And as a requirement, our customers are looking for responsive, flexible systems that are scalable. They enable them to become compliant and also drive sustainability. And those systems need to be reliable and secure to drive modern manufacturing. So how are we helping our customers do that? Smart and intelligent factories are addressing business challenges by evolving and developing their performance and really leveraging some very interesting technologies, things like industrial IoT, the use of big data, AI models, use of automation and cobots to help people, computer vision and computer quality. And these are the sort of capabilities, sorry, the sort of technologies that are driving the capabilities that our customers are looking for. They're looking to visualize and monitor and manage processes in real time, to have increasing traceability from left to right through their production systems. And they want the AI models and analytics to help them anticipate unplanned events. really looking to reach those holy grail use cases in Industry 4 where factories can become self-adapting and self-healing without the need for too much human interaction. Sort of benefits cases that they're looking to drive in and around things like cost, quality, speed and agility. And as you can see from real life examples of projects, smart factory and intelligent manufacturing projects with our customers, we're able to drive real improvements in key manufacturing KPIs, such as unplanned downtime, improvement of yield, the reduction of non-conforming product, reduction of inventory, and again, realized benefits such as on-time in full delivery. And again, one that really has a green and sustainable focus, that of energy consumption. Again, not only is energy costly, but is a contributor to the greenhouse gases and everything that what people want to or manufacturers want to reduce. From our perspective, what are we hearing from our customers? A lot of our customers, although they know smart factory and intelligent factory technologies well, they're familiar with them. A lot of them have done prototypes and have invested in proof of concepts in and around point solutions within their manufacturing. We're seeing a lot of them struggle to industrialize and scale up Industry 4 solutions. And again, this is reinforced by a survey that McKinsey have done, where they've pointed out that only 30% of Industry 4 programs have been scaled. And that echoes what we're hearing from our customers. And in terms of our approach of how to address that, what we do is look to help our customers with providing an enterprise-wide business case, both looking at local and global perspectives and connecting business and IT. We look to support that with a comprehensive digital transformation plan, pulling together organization processes and tools. And to start the process, we look at making sure that there is a robust and scalable architecture that will enable data-driven decisions within the manufacturing business and industry. Looking at things like process and asset data modeling, the integration of the IT and OT landscapes, looking at a model where efficient DevOps and MLOps can be implemented in a continuous basis, and looking at how industrial IoT and equipment can be connected in terms of plug and play and connectivity. Again, to support our approach, we look at an intelligent manufacturing framework. The first thing that we do is work with our customers to put smart factory and an intelligent enterprise in context with what they're doing and their industry and their sub-industry. We work with them on the strategy and understanding that the targets that they want to achieve. And then we look to pull together process, people, IT, and the structure of their business to raise their performance in terms of smart factories. And then again, moving and setting targets for the next level. So what we want to cover today is the SAP architecture that covers smart factory and intelligent factories. As I've shown on the previous slide, a robust Industry 4 architecture is key to the success of smart factory projects within manufacturing businesses. And these factories are at the heart of modern supply chains. In terms of this diagram, what we're looking at is SAP's architecture from 2 dimensions, from design to operate at the top, from left to right, and the ISO 95 model from bottom to top. And what we've seen as Atos is a real maturing of this product set, not only reflecting modern technologies like cloud and edge, but really reaching from the edge all the way up to the enterprise and to connect business networks at the top. And we're seeing a comprehensive coverage of design to operate processes, covering everything from design, as I say, to operate. My colleague Nick later in the awards event will be showing you the SAP Digital Manufacturing Cloud, which provides a solid basis for the application of technologies like AI and vision learning, the use of AI models, connectivity of industrial IoT to the shop floor. And it should be a very interesting demonstration. And finally, I'd like to just wrap up and go into the DMC product in a little bit more detail. It's a relatively new product from SAP that builds on a cloud-based manufacturing execution system. And again, it's part of an architecture and an ecosystem from SAP that include hybrid models, the on-premise solutions such as MII, Pico, and ME that we are used to, all the way through to the ability to connect to their Asset Central solution, and providing data for cloud-based manufacturing insights that enable organizations to make real-time comparisons between production facilities and look at the operational equipment effectiveness on their shop floors. So it really provides a platform for this enhanced intelligence that we reflected on earlier in the presentation. Being a cloud edge system, it reflects on that need for our customers to have a scalable solution that can be deployed in an industrial way from the center, supporting modern techniques and solutions like AI and ML models. And of course, being a web-based solution, it has a ubiquitous access through the web, which aids the ability for people to have access and improves adoption. And this, in terms of cloud delivery model, reduces the barrier of entry of a modern Industry 4 solution. Right. Thank you very much, and I'd like to hand over to the awards ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, James. I'm sure the leaders will leverage your insight and SAP Atos solutions for supercharging their manufacturing. Now, we are ready for the first phase of the most prestigious Inflection Award ceremony presented by Atos and SAP. Let's celebrate an innovation of the industry leaders through Inflection Awards, India's most prestigious awards in manufacturing and technology. The first award of the day for Lifetime Achievement Award, Machinery, goes to Shailesh Sharma from SKF Limited. I request Shailesh to come and receive this award and speak few lines on this.
Think I'm audible?
Yeah, Shailesh, you're audible and visible both.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Elden team, Atos and SAP for this recognition. I accept this on behalf of course, my team and all the plants. We have these 6 plants in India, and our main vision is for a reliable rotation. So thank you very much, Priyanka.
Thank you, Shailesh. Next award for Operations Leader of the Year, Life Science 2021, goes to Prabhat Verma from Merck Life Science. I request Mr. Prabhat to come and receive this award and speak few lines on this.
Hey, Namrata,
Yeah, Prabhat.
can you see my video too?
Yes, you're audible and visible both.
Thanks a lot. I was not able to see the window which shows that I'm visible. Thank you, Theos, SAP, and Eldon for this great gesture. I'm humbled. On behalf of the company, I would like to say thank you to the technology leaders for selecting me for this award. Merck, from company point of view, is trying to solve toughest problem in life science. We are trying to collaborate with the scientific community and trying to make a difference in the human value chain. Our job as a company is to support research, to support vaccine manufacturing, and support life science growth in India and across the globe. Thank you once again.
Congratulations, Prabhat. Great show. Thank you. Next award for Planning Leader of the Year, Food and Beverages 2021, goes to Naveen Shrivastava from Jubilant Food Works. I request Naveen to come and receive his award and speak few words on his achievement.
Yeah, thanks, Namrata, and hope I'm audible.
Yeah, you are audible.
Yeah. And thanks a lot for Atos, SAP, Sandeep, and Adan team for this wonderful award. And I'm honored to receive this award. As you know, the award mentioned Planning Leader of the Year award, right? During this COVID time, the planning has been really tough, where we at the Jubilant Food Work deliver 99.5% fill rate. That is a line fill rate, even despite the demand volatilities and the supplier constraints and all, right? And as you know, the overall business as usual cannot be done in this COVID time. So we have changed our approach and we deliver all the KPIs. And this has contributed to the business growth. And we have been the year of to be remembered. Thanks, Amrita, and thanks everybody.
Congratulations, Naveen. Great show. Thank you. Congratulations to all the awardees out there. Now, we have the next phase of the interesting keynote, Rise of Intelligent Manufacturing with SAP, by Sudakshana Ghosh, Lead Industry and Customer Advisory Practice from SAP India. Sudakshana has 18 plus years of experience in the IT industry as a business process and technology strategy consultant. Currently, as part of the Industry and Customer Advisory Leadership Team, Sudakshana leads the Industry Business Architect team for strategic accounts, unicorns, and consumer industries. She has deep experience across industry verticals like consumer products, retail, life sciences, automotive, discrete manufacturing, and professional services. She has worked across a diverse range of customers in the Indian subcontinent and in the US. In her role as a digital business and industry leader, Sudakshana is an advisor to leading customers of SAP in India and globally. She is associated with the World Economic Forum's Center for Fourth Industrial Revolution as an AI expert and prediction. Now I call Sudakshana to deliver her keynote.
Thank you, Namrata. May I start sharing my screen?
Yeah, sure, Sudakshana.
Yes. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, Sudakshana, your screen is visible.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Namrata, for that introduction. And it is great to be here. I feel glad and privileged to hear about all the, awardees and the achievements that they have been able to deliver for their respective businesses, leveraging, intelligent technologies to drive manufacturing excellence. Congratulations to all the winners who have already received their awards and who will receive awards going forward. So in the next 10 minutes, what I wanted to talk about is, not just about the technology, but how technology really enables some of these business outcomes, right? So with that, let me just get started. Of course, no business conversation today starts without, talking a little bit about the impact of the impact of the ongoing global pandemic, right? And especially when we look at manufacturing operations, there has been a huge amount of disruption and adoption of digital to mitigate that disruption. And this is impacting manufacturing decision making, whether it is, a high level of automation that is coming in, the need to have better human machine interfaces, and the gradual shift towards, lights out factories where everything is controlled from a centralized command center, or just to ensure the health, safety, well-being of workers on the shop floor, enabling them through new technologies, whether those are wearables such as smart glasses or even smart PPE kits, right? So those are some of the enablers that are that the industry is looking at to further ensure that shop floors are intelligent and they are safe. Now, let us look at some of the common disruptions, for which we need to plan as business decision makers, and how technology enables some of these areas. So one common, let us start by looking at design requirements that are changing more frequently. For example, when the pandemic started, a lot of the consumer products manufacturing companies had to shift overnight from manufacturing what they regularly manufacture to, say, manufacturing hand sanitizers, for example. Or a lot of companies had to change their product mix towards components or raw material that are more geared towards delivering health outcomes for the end consumers. Similarly, a lot of companies who are in the discrete manufacturing space had to move away from the equipment or the cars or vehicles that they were manufacturing to producing things like ventilators, right? So that requires a change in the design requirements, right? And if there is and for which we require a collaborative design environment and the digital thread of the product for us to be able to manage these coming changes more frequently. Similarly, we also saw a huge disruption in the global supply chains. Now, supply chains, especially when it comes to raw material supplies, have been optimized to a great extent, and we are reliant on vendors who can be anywhere across the globe for critical material supplies, right? So, but because of this disruption, what we saw with our customers is that there is a need to balance the global supplies with local supplies, and also put in some amount of alternatives, within the supply chain for us to be able to manage these uncertainties. The other big element that we need to make decisions for in the manufacturing environment is the variability of demand. Now, demand has become uncertain. The sources of demand, for example, there are micro geographies in which, through where we see a lot of demand variation or demand coming from new channels such as digital or direct to consumer channels, right? So how do we, instead of moving away from a reactive fulfillment, to be able to plan the fulfillment operations in such a way that we are still able to provide a great service level to the markets and to the end consumer? So that is another key area of decision making. Manufacturing has been interrupted primarily because lack of workforce, not availability of the right skilled workforce. So here again, Industry 4.0 processes and the adoption of technology to augment the skill levels of workforce can play a critical role. Managing inventory shortages, now this is again related to the disrupted supply scenario. So how do we manage inventory levels, keep them optimum, have some buffers for the critical material while still ensuring that we are not blocking working capital by holding too much of inventory across categories such as A, B, and C. So that is another critical aspect of manufacturing decision making. Another element is, of course, delayed shipments. So how do we, and because of delayed shipments, the companies had to spend a lot of money on expedited deliveries. Now, if we have a better collaborative network with the logistics supply providers, then the overall manufacturing operations can also be optimized. So that is another area in terms of what will be the SLAs, what will be the mode of collaboration, what should be the time window of giving visibility into demand and the shipment schedules to the logistics service providers. All those become key areas of designing the manufacturing operations of the future. Unplanned asset breakdowns lead to reactive maintenance and a significant loss of productivity on the shop floor. So how can intelligent technologies can be adopted, especially related to the Industry 4.0 technologies, to ensure that we are able to adopt practices such as predictive and preventive maintenance practices rather than following a reactive maintenance strategy, right? And then service disruption, while some of the equipment is deployed, there can be further disruptions of service. And how do I ensure that we get these operating equipment back online at the earliest possible? And there are various new areas that are emerging here, whether it is better collaboration with the equipment providers, or also crowdsourcing the field agents who can go and perform service operations on assets deployed at the field. So this entire value chain is enabled by digitalization and technology. So let us look at some of the challenges because of this distributed nature of manufacturing and also distributed nature of assets that we need to work with, right? So if I look at right at the at the foundational layer, the kind of assets that are deployed in the shop floor are varied, and there are a varied the sort of OEMs who have supplied this equipment from and then we go at the line level where at the various work centers, multiple things need to be tracked. So from, for example, from a process manufacturing perspective or a life sciences manufacturing perspective, we need to keep track of the batches, right? Whereas from a discrete manufacturing perspective, we need to ensure that as the product or as the equipment is moving from one work center to another, what sort of parameters do I need to track so that the entire history of the asset or the equipment or the vehicle is maintained in the form of an electric genealogy, right? So there's a lot of information capture that is required at every single workstation for the complete electronic genealogy record to be built up in the end. And then and aggregating all of this to the overall plant level for us to be able to make sure that the plant is operating at its highest capacity, the assets are being utilized to their best possible levels, there is minimal disruption, etc., which is all of these things are actually difficult to do. And when I'm looking at an overall company level, being able to determine the manufacturing performance with such distributed data at the various levels below becomes very difficult, manually intensive, and a lot of data needs to be pulled into Excel sheets to drive visibility and performance tracking, and that also leads to inefficiencies and bottlenecks that get built into the manufacturing processes and may lead to inconsistent and low asset utilization in many cases, and being unable to be agile enough to address this uncertain and varying demand. Now, what is SAP's vision of digital manufacturing? We are looking at building in a digital thread that connects everything right from the product engineering stage to the manufacturing execution stage, with intelligence built in at every single step of the manufacturing process execution, with environment, health, and safety for workers also being taken care of, addressing things, emerging areas such as Internet of Things, with a huge volume of sensor data being churned, processed at every instance, so that the decision making or control processes or risk mitigation measures can be triggered at all of these points. And taking these inputs for a more agile planning and scheduling process for shorter time intervals, so that we can again drive the best manufacturing performance from the assets that have been deployed on the shop floor, and also look at quality from an end-to-end perspective, whether it is quality control, looking at statistical measures, or quality assurance right from the engineering stage to ensuring that all of this is being complied to during the execution phase. So that is what our manufacturing vision is. And in the previous session, you also saw some of the technology components that make all of this possible, right from state-of-the-art production planning and scheduling to ensuring that manufacturing itself is more agile and modular. So what we are seeing is shop floors in a truly intelligent factory, rather than being dependent on these manufacturing lines, which are highly capital intensive and require a huge amount of change for any to bring in any sort of changes to either the end product or any change to the manufacturing process, to things becoming more modular with more automation coming in. And this modularity actually works not only to ensure that the shop floor assets are utilized better, but also to ensure that we are offering more configurable products, more choices to our end customers and consumers, right? And those changes can come in much later. So the planning windows, instead of looking at 1 month planning cycle time, we can even look at a weekly sort of a planning cycle time, going right down to daily or sub-daily sort of changes that we can bring into manufacturing planning and scheduling. And a lot of this is actually enabled through the digital twin thread that runs, right from the engineering stage to when the the production is happening on the shop floor, to when they say, for example, the asset is deployed in the field. And this is not just in terms of discrete manufacturing. We have consumers in the life science. We have life sciences customers who are even trying to track and trace the medicine that that is being deployed to end consumers, to ensure that there is very limited counterfeit products that actually go into the market. So the the possibility of this is actually very vast and endless. So one of the key areas is looking at overall operating equipment efficiency, and this can be achieved at scale with some of the SAP digital manufacturing solutions. So right from data that we are pulling in from the execution layer for both discrete and process manufacturing scenarios, bringing in other data from sensors that have been deployed on the various manufacturing assets, pulling all of this together, meshing this with quality, vendor related and order related information that would be available in the SAP ERP digital core, and putting all of this together to arrive at an overall performance metric such as operating equipment efficiency. So that is what we are looking at. This is the holy grail. We have seen customers who have struggled with getting this sort of visibility earlier, but as technology moves forward and Industry 4.0 becomes something of a hygiene factor in the shop floor in smart factories, this is something that technology will be able to deliver very easily. Similarly, from a batch management perspective, we have this example of a global life sciences manufacturing company, Sanofi, where we are looking at using all of this technology elements together and being able to come up with the golden batch records, which will be used to do manage batch releases in a much better way, rather than being hugely dependent on paper-based quality records and manual interventions to look at every single parameter of the batch and then being able to release it. And here, data is pulled from multiple different sources for us to be able to do this golden batch record tracking and automating the batch release process. Similarly, another big area is, looking at optimizing the energy efficiency of the shop floor, whether it is in terms of looking at how much energy is being consumed, looking at KPIs and alerts, and automating the data capture. Right now, we see a huge amount of manual intervention that is done today in terms of just capturing the data from various energy meters at different times of the day. So all of these things can be automated using the plant connectivity layer, and then things like reporting CFR 40 or Part 98 sort of compliance related calculations can be automated as well, right? And a lot of visibility can be provided through the SAP Digital Manufacturing Cloud, which deliver pre-configured reports around the energy monitoring factors across the entire manufacturing operations, and also generate insights in terms of how you can reduce your carbon footprint, what are your GHG emissions, what sort of water consumption is happening today, and what can be some of the best practices that you as an organization can adopt for achieving better performance when it comes to GHG emissions, or in terms of recycling the energy that is consumed or the water that is consumed in your manufacturing operations today. So this is another big area where you're capturing the data, analyzing the data, generating intelligent insights to drive your operational improvements going forward, with compliance built into all of these processes. Right. So, so just to summarize, the digital manufacturing cloud, which James was talking in his presentation earlier, helps you put a lot of this data related to, say, the net operating time of the assets, the production time, loading time, etc., along with data, sensor data, or any other unstructured data that you would, say, for example, weather data, right? Or even logistics network data, or any other emerging compliance related information. So all of this can be put into a data lake. This can be mashed seamlessly with the execution related information across various different plants to generate insights that will help you take better manufacturing decisions related to equipment utilization, energy management, sustainability practices, etc. And we are also providing the ability to collaborate with the OEMs who have provided assets in a seamless manner to adopt things like predictive and preventive maintenance practices, so that we can also minimize the downtime of assets on the shop floor. So all of this is possible today using some of the manufacturing solutions that are available. And with that, what can be some of the benefits that customers have realized? So what we see is, with the ability to digitalize your business process, have a connected manufacturing operation, connect the top floor to shop floor, we are able to deliver faster execution and an overall situational awareness in terms of what is working well, how are we performing on quality, what are the various losses that are happening on the shop floor, what are my costs and manufacturing overheads, etc. Through this, we are able to increase a significant amount in terms of operating efficiency, in terms of operating costs and manufacturing overhead reduction, and a significant increase in throughput. These are again based on data that we have collected with more than 200 customers who are running some of our manufacturing solutions globally. So with that, I also wanted to leave you with some thought in terms of, this is not just, India is not far away. We have lots of customers in India, such as Tata Steel, Apollo Tyres, Jindal Group, Volvo Eicher Group, who are working with us in terms of, whether enabling the touchless imperative or really ensuring safe and sustainable shop floors for the employees, or really working towards, building in the necessary analytics that will help keep the costs under control. And just another example from a global automotive component supplier who have been again able to achieve a huge amount of cost savings thanks to the optimization of production processes and better visibility enabled through these intelligent manufacturing technologies. So with that, I come to the end of my presentation. My focus was really to share with you how some of these intelligent technologies enable better decision making and higher manufacturing effectiveness and efficiency. So that was what I wanted to convey to you. Hope I have been able to leave you with some thoughts that you would be able to go and adopt in your own organizations. With that, I hand it back to you, Namrata.
Sure, Sudakshana.
Namrata will take the awards after next session.
Sorry.
We'll take the awards after next session.
Okay. After next session. Okay, not an issue. Now, we have an interesting and exciting solution demo on intelligent digital manufacturing by Nick Van Pelt, SAP manufacturing consultant from Atos. Nick is a functional SAP consultant who has built up experience in digital manufacturing. He possesses solid process-oriented knowledge obtained during his education in Master's International Supply Chain Management and diverse work experience. By means of a SAP traineeship, he has gained the opportunity to kick off within the IT sector. Past time, he has acquired specific knowledge in the field of SAP Digital Manufacturing Cloud. Now, I hand it over to Nick for his solution demo.
Okay, thank you, Namrata. I will share my screen. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah, Nick, we can see that.
Okay, great.
Apologies, Nick, we'll have 15 minutes. We're just running out of time.
Okay, yeah, I will try to keep it short. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us. In this session, I will give a system demo of SAP Digital Manufacturing Cloud, also known as SAP DMC. First, I will give a short introduction before I start with the system demo itself. The system demo will show how a production order is processed in SAP DMC with all its related functions. Let's start with an overview of the key benefits and capabilities of DMC. As mentioned before, DMC is an MES running in the cloud. However, DMC will not only enable you to run your manufacturing processes, but also to analyze your manufacturing and business data. Besides that, since the solution is cloud-based, it will decrease the implementation complexity. What is mentioned before, that it's available for discrete and process industry, and is integrated with various products of SAP. So S/4HANA, but also you can integrate it with EWM and MI, for example, but also to third-party systems. Next, one of the main highlights is that you will improve your global visibility across all plants by connecting your top floor business systems with your shop floor equipment. DMC is made to easily communicate with SAP IoT for plant connectivity, and this is going to provide transparency over all the production processes and will gain you more and faster insights, of course. What Sadishka also mentioned already, DMC is available for the execution part, but mainly also for the insights part. I will skip this slide for now to keep it short. Now I'll dive a little deeper into the execution part of DMC, since the system demo will focus on this part. First of all, you'll be able to optimize your manufacturing manufacturing execution by monitoring the entire manufacturing process and by reacting quickly to unexpected events, like, for example, monitoring the overall equipment effectiveness. Besides that, it's a fully built configurable solution. I will come back to that later. The resource orchestration module supports shop floor and labor assignments, so you will be able to dispatch and sequence operations to affect the real world in short time. And finally, with manufacturing automation, thanks to the cost-effective and resource-efficient integration provided by SAP IoT technology, you'll automate your production activities through the shop floor, such as the start and completion of an operation, or even you'll be able to enforce activities such as data collection. Then we will now have a look at the demo case itself. In the demo, I will show you how a production order can be processed in the production operator dashboard, also known as POD. and all the topics related to that. Within this POD, the operator will be able to capture the start and completion of the operations. Within the production process, you will be able to record the assembly of components, view work instructions, report non-conformance, raise alerts, and collect data, for example. The POD is fully configurable and designed based on each user requirement. So each different user group can have different requirements, and therefore, so for example, you can have a different interface for assemblers, one for testers, and one for packers, for example. DMC is going to provide you a modular plugin layout which can be configured without any custom code or enhancement. For this demo case, we will use a standard pre-configured POD, which is provided by SAP to use as a starting point. Now we go quickly through the steps we're going to take in the system demo. As mentioned before, we assume that we are producing something in the discrete industry. First, the production planner will create a production order in SAP S/4HANA. Then we will switch to the DMC system where a supervisor releases the shop order. And when an SFC is created, it will be in queue at the first step of the routing. And once all the components are assembled and all the steps are done in the POD, automatically a goods receipt is triggered and it will be sent back to S/4HANA. This is the demo case is short. I will now switch to the system itself, so we can have a look in the system, and I can show you the demo. Let's have a look. Okay. Now everyone should see my Chrome browser.
Yes, we can see them.
Yeah, great. Okay. I will quickly create a production order in SAP S/4HANA. This is the most easy way to do it. Normally, you use this application to see if there's a shortage for a material. But now I will just use it to create a production order. So now you see that there's a shortage quantity of 0, but when there isn't shortage quantity, there will automatically be created a planned order will be created automatically. So now it's still a planned order. We first have to convert it to a production order. Then we switch to another app, which is manage production orders. I will sort this so we know which order we have created. That is 1001921. And here we can release it for production. So if you release it here, it's now transferred to the DMC system. So I will now switch to the DMC system. And here we have the dispatching and monitoring app. So I suppose that I'm now a production supervisor. And here we have a work list. If I click on auto dispatch, I have the option to do it by machine learning, and it will find a slot mode. Now all the operations will be assigned to a resource. I click on save. Then I can search for my order. And I select my order and I can release it. So now it will be released for production and it will be placed in queue at the first operation of the routing. So we switch to another application, and now I'm in the role of an operator. I enter the production operator dashboard. I select the first work center, which is the print work center. I select my resource that I want to use. And here we see the SSC, which is a queue. Now we enter the production operator dashboard itself. As you can see there, we have several options. You can log the non-conformance here. You have actions like, for example, you can raise an alert. Here we have the work instructions, data collection, but that will all come later in the demo. I can now start our operation. And if we now, for example, have a look at the work instruction, you will see that there's a 3D visualization of a CAD drawing. So this is very useful, of course, for the operator to assemble the right components in the right sequence. It works very easy. You can just click on different parts and it will show you here which part that it is. For example, you can hide parts, but also you have the option that there's some kind of animation which shows how the component should be exactly assembled. So this is very useful for the operator. Then I will now complete the first step in the routing. And then we go back. We go to a different work center, which is the assembly work center. Here, this is the next operation. We can again start it here, of course. And here we have the option to manually add data. In a later stage, we will add an option that a sensor will measure a temperature and it will automatically be sent to SAP DMC, and automatically this data will be collected then, of course. Then you can also raise an alert, for example, if you say, hey, the temperature of the machine, of the robot is too high, I want a maintenance request. I can send a warning, for example. Now I will notify myself. That's the most easy. I'll say check robot. And then we say, hey, alert is posted, and we'll here receive a message to check the robot. If I now click out, if I will click on this, then I will get a full overview with all the details, which machine, which step in the routing, and all that kind of things. We go to the next operation, which requires a different resource. And we can start this operation, and here is where we start assembling components. So this is where the work instructions are very useful, of course. You can see all the information in which sequence they have to be assembled, the required quantity, and other things. I can add my components. And here you have a message that all components have been assembled. Then again, we can complete this one. And we will go to the last step in the routing, which is the inspection part. Also, this can be automated. For example, if you connect a camera to an IoT device, this can be connected to DMC. And then with image recognition, you will be able to detect malfunctions on a product, for example. But let's now assume that we just have to check it manually. When the product is not correct, you can log a non-conformance, of course. And here you can then, for example, say the inspection failed. And if you then add this non-conformance, it will give you an option if you want to send it to a rework station or you want to post as scrap. Because we have little time, I will not do that right now and just complete the production order. Now we get a message that the SFC is done. And as a last step, we can now check, for example, the product history of our SFC. So this is still in DMC. Let's have a look. So here you can see all the operation activities, for example, the data that is collected, the non-conformance that is logged. Now no non-conformances have been detected, but have the work instructions been used? You can see if the work instructions have been viewed, and also other things. And now lastly, we can have a look back in the S/4HANA system. And here you can also see that our the status of our order is delivered, and we have an open quantity of 0, and all the operations have been confirmed. So that was it. That was it for the DMC demo. Then I will now go back to you, Namrata. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick, for this wonderful solution demo. Now, moving on further, we will now celebrate second sets of awards.
We have a panel discussion.
Okay, now we will start the panel discussion. Moving further, we have an interesting panel discussion on the topic of acceleration of intelligent manufacturing with SAP. Let's get amazing insights from the practicing industry leaders. Here I call moderator Dr. Ravi Prakash Mathur, VP Supply Chain from Dr. Reddy's, Vidya Sagar Vayal, VP Operations from Indigo Remedies, Kishan Dampeta, Chief Operating Officer from Biostat, Priyavrata Sarangi, CIO from DCM Shriram Industries, and James Rickard, Head Manufacturing Pre-Sales SAP Europe from Atos. I hand it over to Dr. Ravi Prakash Mathur to start the panel discussion.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Namrata. And thanks to all the panelists for taking time out to be on the panel discussion. And congratulations to Eldon for choosing such a relevant topic for the panel discussion. So, I'm reminded by looking at the topic of the webinar, I'm reminded of, science fiction movies. And specifically, like there's a 2002 movie by Tom Cruise called Minority Report. And there, for the first time, the people were introduced to a lot of technologies that we now understand and, identify as artificial intelligence. But at those times, those were, still far out. Maybe, it was thought it was a stretch of imagination, but now AI-led technologies are much closer to us than we had earlier imagined. And also from a business standpoint, we are seeing more and more organizations adopting artificial intelligence and machine learning solutions. So I have a very distinguished panel over here, and we'll take this discussion from the panelists. So my first question will be for Vidya Sagar. Vidya, we'd like to hear from you your views about how these new technologies, especially AI and ML, can provide you opportunities for in your business area. Maybe specifically about capacity or efficiency. Would love to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, thank you, Ravi. So actually, this capacity, this discussion has been started 1.5 years back when the pandemic has started. There were a lot of expansion projects were going on worldwide, and because of this pandemic, the projects have been either delayed or stopped because of various reasons. It may be a decrease in demand, or it may be a non-availability of manpower or a finance crunch. And finally, now we are coming out of this pandemic, situations are improving and the demands are increasing day by day. And because of that, now we are at the stage that we are manufacturing at our highest level of capacities. And here the concept has come that how we have to create the opportunities for increasing the capacity of our plants and manufacture to the demand required from the market. And for this, we can categorize into three aspects, like immediate actions, the short-term actions, and long-term actions. And immediate actions can be done through the automation, can be done through the implementing the lean manufacturing practices, can be done through the manufacturing excellence. So these are the small kaizens can be implemented out on shop floor, which will help us in reducing the downtimes and giving us the machineries and manpower available for producing good quality products. So these short-term actions is the immediate low-hanging fruits which we can plug in, and we can create capacities in our plants. In industries like pharmaceutical and healthcare, they are manufacturing lots, and there are a lot of downtime in between the lot manufacturing, batch to batch changeover or product changeovers. And this downtime really kills the capacities in the actual scenarios, and that can be reduced through the small items or automation of cleaning processes on shop floor. The second, short-term actions can be increasing, procuring the high capacity machines, or can be done through increasing the batch sizes so that the downtime will come down, and the having high capacity machines will increase the speed of operation and will give productivity with same resources, with same facility, and we will get a better output out of that. And the third is a long-term aspect, in which we have to start the project which we have halted, and we have to expand our facilities to meet the demand on long-term basis. And we have to go for digitalization or automation. We have to learn through this pandemic that whenever there is situation, there will be a shortage of the manpower. So automation will help to supply during the shortage of manpower as well. So these are the three concepts I can think in this scenario will help us to improve the capacity constraint on the actual shop floor. Thank you, Ravi. Thanks.
Thank you, Sagar. I think your comment on combining the short term and the long term with a Kaizen approach, that's very insightful. And I think the way you bucketed the challenges, it's very helpful. Just to set the context and take a step back, maybe I can ask a question to Mr. Kishan Dumpeta. So Kishan, what do you think? I mean, as a business leader, let me just to take a step back. As a business leader, what do you think are your expectations from an operations and supply planning team? Let's understand that first, basic expectations before we deep dive into technology.
Right. So thanks, Ravi, and thanks, Vidya Sagar. So regarding the business, I will talk more about agriculture. I'm from seed industry and chemical industry and agri-chemicals.
Yep.
So as a business leader, I look at reliability first. They have to cater the markets in time and right quantity and right quality, of course. More of high quality kind of things. And then also I'm looking at cost effectiveness. Of course, I don't mention the low cost, but cost effectiveness is very important.
Right.
And nowadays, agility is more important, so quick turnaround, and then based on the requirements, change the plans, change the products, change the market, change the segments, so they can, as a business leader, how the whole supply chain, all operations are fully prepared, agile, either in terms of quantity or quality or time of supply or cost also, and even geography also. As a operations and supply chain, the team has to be ready. And I mean to say, in synthesis, reliability in terms of quality, and of course, in terms of quantity, in terms of time of supply, and the low cost effective, and be ready for agile. And of course, you can connect, this is more of topic to more of, technology, more of, how to use this AI, how to use our SAP, how to use our digitization, and how to use our analytics, and using all our lean manufacturing and Kaizen, and then our downtime. Of course, based on different companies will use differently, but we have to balance it appropriately and deliver the business, so serve the business. That is ultimate goal of the operation supply chain management. Yeah, Prakash.
Yeah, thanks, Krishan. Would you also like to share with us what is being done to make the process better before I move on to the next panelist?
Make it process better. So definitely, based on the size of the organization and the complexity of operations. So definitely, we are looking at real-time data capturing and what's going on in the operations. That is a primary one. So what is input is very important, and how we are analyzing, analyzing the data, how we are embedding different analytics tools, and then also we can use, if the data is more, if number of sites and number of operations, number of SKUs are more, definitely we can use AI. And then this all goes with the starting from beginning, and there is advancement by using all these things along with our lean manufacturing principles. Okay, so it's more of a operations efficiency, technology, and AI goes in hand. Really, then they will be competent in agriculture industry.
Thank you for your comments, Krishan. I think what you mentioned is an assemble of a lot of things coming together, not just AI. It's lean manufacturing. It's about data. It's about real time.
Of course, we need perfect meal, to blend all these things. Yeah.
Like an Indian thali, as they say. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So my next question is for Priyabrata Sarangi. So Priyabrata, nowadays we come across these terms: uncertain environment, disruption. How do you plan in such an environment? I mean, I know these are like words just thrown around in discussions and conferences, but specifically, we'd like to learn from you. What are your views? How does actually one really operate when there's disruption all around, and there is, how do you predict in this sort of a situation?
Yeah, I think the present situation, actually we learn a lot that how we restructure our IT roadmap aligned with the business roadmap. And that's why I would like to highlight some of point, because if you see the practical scenario in the lot of manufacturing, we have some sort of ERP, and this is okay for like finance, controlling your sales. But these are the ERP which is not connecting the manufacturing automation. That is the big gap. And I think I remember in the year 2008, 2009, I think we have like supply chain solution, but still there was a gap between your manufacturing automation with the ERP. Now the time has been changed, and we are rethinking on our strategy, and more RPA and AI ML now we are introducing. Just I am giving you one example. In lot of in Indian scenario, in lot of manufacturing, definitely will find a lot of old equipment with old software, and lot of data also generating. But the data we are not only 5 to 10% we are using. So my suggestion to the manufacturing industries that we must make a data lake, because yes, if you go to ask management that these are the big budget is required for the revamp with all the stuff, that nobody can agree on that part. So just you make a data lake structure within the plant automation with the ERP, and introduce RPA for all the repetitive work like invoice processing, bill processing, master data, and make a data lake to capture the data and throw to ERP, so that the whole value chain, supply value chain, right from your planning to execution to sales process, everything rooted to the real time. And if you capture everything with the real time, then your decision making tool will be the fast. There are a lot of tools available, but the only thing that how quickly you are sending the data, how quickly you are analyzing the data. So that's why I'm thinking that these gaps we have to minimize. And now because of the augmented reality, I think very drastic change as far as concept of training on the technical training, particularly. And I think these are the things I think we must think in this part. I think when operator can operate his machine from his home, like we are doing that sort of digitization in the organization. Over to you, Dr.
Thanks, Prabhat. I mean, I can't hold myself back in asking you another question. Now you are, here in your role as a CIO, and you mentioned about the data lake. So, just sort of curiosity, how difficult is it to set up a data lake in an organization your size? Like what are the challenges?
Telling data lake is very easy, but for data lake, what are the input is required? And particularly, I'm telling you, you make a data lakes, but for manufacturing sector, there are several places your manufacturing is happening, and you can't make a whole for the cloud solution. No, it's some hybrid solution like your on-premise solution. And particularly when you capture data from your data lake, there must be a good middleware. And when you capture data, it definitely you will get the unstructured data. Then you have to make the structured data, because you have to give some data to the machine learning, which needs structured data, and it take the modeling for the 3 to 4 months. Oh. So one is your data lake, but it must be robust enough to integrate with the old software. And we must take data, that is some sort of warehousing we have to do in the data lake. And this must be on the hybrid structure, because the plant automation, they are running 24 hours. Something happened, there is a big disaster. So my request to everybody that I think if it is a manufacturing good hybrid, that means all the transactional data must be in the plant, and for the dashboard you send the data in the periodic way, scheduling way, and do your decision making tools. That is the thing I would like to highlight that part.
Thank you. The very crisp and very concise pointers that you have given for setting for a pathway to setting up a digital data lake. So picking up from your comments, I like to ask, my next question is directed to James Rickard. James, if you could come on. Yeah, James. So sorry to surprise you, but I just wanted to hear your views on real-time data and analytics, and how it could help to the next level of performance. You heard the other panelists, but now as a practitioner on the other side, what are your thoughts?
I did, and it's a very interesting area. And what we're seeing is our customers have analysed their production. They understand it very well. They know where the constraints are within their production lines and their production facilities. And we're seeing some transformation, some real transformation happening with real-time processing, especially on the edge. We've got a couple of really good examples where we're using visual analytics to analyze paper production in real time to improve the quality. And yet, on the other hand, in terms of complex discrete manufacturing, we're helping companies in the defense and avionics sectors use AI in real time to help them bend panels in aircraft, to manufacture the structures, to help them inspect rivet joints. So what we're seeing is the application of real-time data processing, really helping transform both high volume industries and very special discrete industry, very slow moving discrete industry as well. And the second point I'd like to make is that Atos is making a big bet on this transformational technology. Not only do we manufacture our own edge servers through Bull, but we're acquiring companies that specialize in vision and quality systems for processing this data in real time. So, you can see in the long term that some of the visions of Industry 4 are really coming to pass and delivering real value for our manufacturing customers.
Thank you, James. I'll come back to you later with more questions. Now I have a question on supply and demand planning and supply planning. So, I don't know, Kishan, if you want to take that. How do you think the scenario has changed for demand and supply planning?
Yes, Ravi, demand planning and supply planning, majority times under this volatile, conditions, demand always is a constraint, right? So, it's based on the industry. Of course, in agri-chemical industries, more certain, chemicals we need 18 months, certain is 12 months, certain 3 months, and then certain as seed-like businesses, more than 18 months. And then the sales team will plan the demand, and sometimes it's 20, 30, 40, 50% variation, and you are piling up inventory. And then it's always challenge. And then is the accuracy of the demand planning is indicator for the, the proficiency, efficiency, and then your whole business. So that is 80% accuracy is in agri industry is always better, and that is a big challenge. And then where all organization culture and all the processes and then the tools that they are using boil into different things. And then supply planning, of course, once you fix your demand planning and you pile up inventory and you work on all the back end things, right? And then anything that demand planning is wrong, it will be lead to supply planning wrong, and itself is it's a huge cost. So the supply chain is a cost spender, right? So I think there will be balancing definitely. And then in this industry, sometimes, if weather is good, it's too much, good events. And then if weather is not good, negative events, that's always challenge. And, of course, when you put in technology, and definitely that will help, with a human, point of view, they can gauge, by using normal statistical or normal, judgment. But definitely if you bring AI, it will help a lot, in terms of different SKUs to different markets. And also you can work on different dynamics also by considering various permutation combinations. So now people more of a people judgment in agri industry rather than a system. So that is a big point, big topic actually. All business is around that point, yeah. And sometimes when you have a good this one, and if you establish manufacturing facilities and etc. based on the demand planning, you will end up with the ideal, right? So, and many organization has struggled a lot, even they go back 10 years degrowth. It's a very important topic, and then very, very burning topic. In many organizations, I don't want to name it, but many organization has failed really. And then in this decade, I think after 20, and recently they looked into all these things. People are very, very conservatively going on this aspect.
Thank you, Krishan. I mean, from your industry perspective, I think the set of challenges are pretty unique, and the way you described it seems that it is actually a core process in your industry, because it looks like the entire business is hinging on this process to be cracked, and to be
Of course. You have a live product, sometimes,
yeah.
And then when you pile up inventory, and then the live product, and then the life is degrading, and then you have to otherwise end up with a lot of returns, a lot of failures.
So thank you, Krishan, for those remarks. With this, Aga, do you have any specific comments that are specific from your industry? I mean, from your organization point of view, where supply chain has a unique set of challenges, and we have all the experts over here to kind of pick up from what you speak.
Yeah, actually, we are in a pharmaceutical industry, and which is a very prime in this situation for supplying a life-saving drug to the needy patients. And in this industry, especially for the exports, we are facing a lot of challenges for container availability. And because of that, the situation has come up that we have to either stop the manufacturing because our warehouses are full and we are not getting containers to export the products, or we have to hire the external godowns or external warehouse and then keep our product there for some time till we have a container available. So this is a unique situation everywhere in India. Most of the companies are facing these challenges for export. So this is the challenge, Ravi, I can think the pharmaceutical industry is going through.
Yeah, I think not only pharma, the container shortage globally is kind of coming out as a, as a pain area. So James, I know you have been focusing more on the, internal to the enterprise, the organization about manufacturing, and you've been working on AI, but I think you need to probably expand the scope and also look at external factors and see how you can really predict a constraint from the external environment, such as a container shortage, But I'd like to hear from you, what your work has been on continuous improvement using AI for the manufacturing sector.
Yes, I think we're only just scratching the surface with the application of AI. You mentioned a film at the beginning. I remember the film Terminator, where Skynet becomes self-aware and destroys the human race.
Yep.
I've got a personally very different opinion. I think AI will help us. It will help squeeze the margins out of manufacturing. It will help humans on the shop floor or broader processes. We're seeing our customers apply it from anything from demand sensing at the beginning of the process, and as apply it to quality inspection at the end. So I think we've only just scratched the surface. I think there will be challenges in handling the data and the data models. The constant training and deployment of these models in a continuous improvement way will provide challenges. And it's nice to see SAP and software vendors provide the facilities to manage that and to plug AI in points in the process where it can be applied and deliver benefit for manufacturers. Thank you.
Thank you, James. I think perhaps we might see a time where your factories are self-aware, to take on your points of Skynet becoming self-aware.
Yeah.
I think Priyavrata had to drop off. He had a hard stop, and I think we had a lot of catching up to do because of the previous session. So I think we had a very insightful discussion from all the panelists, and all the points were very crisp and to the point. And thank you, Krishnan, Krish. Thank you, Vidyasagar, and thank you, James.
Thank you, Dr. Ravi.
Thank you all. Thanks.
And Namrata, I hand it over back to you from here. Thank you.
Yes, sure, Ravi.
Meta, you're muted actually.
Sorry. So now we have interesting Q&A round session. So I would like to take up the question. Can technology help us to make intelligent decisions in manufacturing?
I request James to take that. I think he's the right person to answer that question.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, I believe that AI can be applied across the supply chain, and we're probably only just thinking of the first novel ways to apply it. I'm not that familiar with textile manufacture, but I can imagine things like visual inspection and the monitoring of weaving machines, for instance, could really add to the quality dimensions and the productivity dimensions of textile manufacturing. So I think, yes, it can help. And I think it's up to us as an industry to think of the use cases where we can apply it. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Thank you all the leaders for making this enriching this discussion. Now, again, we have precious moments to celebrate success and innovation. Inflection Awards are India's most prestigious awards in manufacturing and technology, presented by Atos, SAP, and organized by Alden Global Value Advisors. Let's start the celebration with the final set of awards for the day. First award for Technology Leader of the Year, Auto Parts 2021, goes to Ajit Singh Nawale from Mahindra CIE Automotive. I request Ajit Singh to come and receive his award and speak few words on his achievement. Priyanka, can you promote him to panelist?
Yeah, he's already promoted. He has to accept as a panelist, join as a panelist.
Next award, please, will come back.
Okay, sure. Next award for Operational Leader of the Year, Apparel and Fashion 2021 goes to Rajesh Singh from Arvind Limited. I request Rajesh to come and receive his award and speak few words on his achievement.
Hello.
Yeah, Rajesh, you're audible.
Hello. Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, Rajesh, you're audible.
Yeah. Good evening to all. It gives me immense pleasure to be present here and speak in front of you
Rajesh,
all.
we can't see you.
And it's really
Rajesh,
indeed.
we can't see you.
You can't see us. See me.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay now. It's okay now.
It's okay. Oh, so sorry about it. So good evening all. I'm really glad to receive this on behalf of my company, my teammates, my family, and my mentors. And it is really indeed proud moment for me. And I thank Alden team and everybody here for presenting this to me. In this era of digital technology, wherein decision making is really a need of hour, and we have to be very agile and response and in decision making. And this digital technology, SAP and artificial intelligence, I think are going to be days in are very potent. Is going to be very potent tool in days to come. So that's all for me. Thank you very much for this.
Congratulations, Rajesh.
Thank you. So I hope I was audible because there was some
Yeah, you were properly audible. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next award for Chief Operating Officer of the Year, Beverages 2021 goes to Sunil Gupta from Bisleri International. I request Sunil to come and receive his award.
Hello.
Yeah, Sunil. Sunil, you're not audible.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
we can't see you, Sunil. We can't see you.
Please make your video open.
Yeah, the session was really very informative and I had enjoyed. There is a lot of learnings and I am thankful to Atos and SAP management for giving me this award. And thank you very much for your appreciation.
Congratulations, Sunil. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Next award for Lifetime Achievement Award, Supply Chain Pharma 2021 goes to Ravi Prakash Mathur from Dr. Reddy's.
Yeah, thank you, Namrata, and thank you, Eldon, and thank you, Atos. I really don't know what I have done right to get this award. It came as a pleasant surprise, but I accept this with pleasure and with gratitude. Thank you so much. And just to share a small story, yesterday when I shared this news with a few of my colleagues, so they asked me, "Sir, are you retiring? Are you superannuating? This you actually get when you retire." So just want to clarify, I am still very much around, and happy to meet you all. Thank you again. Really appreciate this. Thank you.
Dr. Ravi, it's all the hard work you've done in your career.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Ravi. Great show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next award for Technology Leader of the Year, Medical Device 2021 goes to Sachin Bier from SLR India. I request Mr. Sachin to come and speak on this achievement.
Good evening, everyone. I'm pleasantly surprised to be receiving this award. Yes, I believe this is based on some research done by the Alden. Thanks for giving me this award. I appreciate this. I take this with all my humbleness. Thank you.
Congratulations, Sachin. Thank you. Award for Most Innovative CIO of the Year, Durables Air Coolers 2021 goes to Ashwin Prajapati from Symphony Limited. I would like to call Ashwin to receive this award.
Yeah, thanks, Atos, SAP, and IDEN for recognizing the work I have done so far. And as you know that we are into the industry where innovation is a key, where the role of CIO is very challenging in terms of digital transformation. So thanks, Atos, SAP, once again for recognizing my contribution. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ashwin.
Thanks, Namrata.
Next award for Production Leader of the Year, Agrochemicals 2021 goes to Narendra Fulkani from Syngenta. I would like to call Narendra to speak on this achievement. I think he's not there. Next award for CIO of the Year, Electrical and Electronics 2021 goes to Parmanand Shinde from Phenolix Cables. I request him to receive the award.
Hello, I am audible.
Yeah, Parmanand. Please open up your video.
Hi, Namrata. Is it audible? Hello.
Yeah, now it's audible. Now it's audible.
Yeah. Thank you. Good evening, all. Thank you, Atos and SAP, for choosing me for this category. The overall session is very informative and very much learning in terms of digital transformations, and more to work on this part. And again, thanks again from Atos and SAP for choosing me for this award.
Permanent, we can't see your video.
Actually, I'm traveling. Actually. Hello, actually, I'm traveling. Sorry for that.
Sure, Praman.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Thank you. Next award for Chief Operating Leader of the Year, Agrochemicals 2021 goes to Kishan Dampeta from Biostat. I request him to come and speak on this achievement.
Thanks, Namrata, and then thank you, Atos and SAP. It's for me a pleasure to receive this award. As seen, it was a very good discussion and very fruitful, and then good job and well done. Really, this is a need of the hour for the industry. Thank you.
Thank you, Kishan. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next award for Technology Leader of the Year, Machinery 2021 goes to Manoj Kalekar from ASB International.
Hello.
I request him
Can you
to
hear
come
me?
and receive his award.
Hello.
Yeah, Manoj,
Can you hear
you're
me?
audible. Yeah. Manoj, you're audible.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Manoj.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks. Then SAP and Atos for this award. I would appreciate and I would actually accept this on behalf of ASP International. In fact, from SAP perspective, we would like to have more integrations done for our manufacturing setup as of now. In fact, more towards integrating with CNC machines and IoT, and also to looking forward for more of a real-time kind of data, which we need on an urgent basis, which we are as of now lacking. So looking forward for that. And thanks once again for the support.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next award for Innovative Supply Chain Leader of the Year, FMCG 2021 goes to Hemant Sood from Raymond Consumer Care. I request him to come and speak on his achievement. I think he is here. Next award for Operations Leader of the Year, Mining and Metals 2021 goes to Girish Sharma from Belasor Alloys Limited. I would like to call Girish to receive this award and speak few words on this achievement. Yeah, Girish, you're audible.
Yeah, thank you, Atos and Eldon, for award.
I appreciate it. And
Girish will come back to you. Next award, please.
Next award for IT Leader of the Year, Construction Engineering 2021 goes to Vaibhav Bhabale from Westcon Engineering. I would like to call Vaibhav to receive his award and speak few words on this achievement. Trinka, can you promote Vaibhav to panelist?
Yeah, he has to accept.
Okay, not an issue.
We'll come back next.
Next award for SC Planning Leader of the Year, Foods 2021 goes to Cyrus Vacha from Amar Tea. I would like to call Cyrus to receive this award.
Am I audible? Hello.
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes, Cyrus, you're audible.
Thank you, Narmata. And I would like to thank Atos and SAP for this award.
Cyrus, we can't see your video.
I'll try it because I'm at a remote location. That's why. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. I think his video got stuck. Next one, please.
Great.
Cyrus, you are having a bad connection, I think.
Yes, yes, I'm at a remote location. That's why. Traveling.
So switch off your video, please. Then.
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Cyrus.
Just, I was just saying once again, would like to thank Atos and SAP for this great gesture. I'm very humble. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cyrus.
Welcome.
Next award for Most Enterprising Finance Leader of the Year 2021 goes to Chetan Sonpal. I request Chetan to come and receive this award and speak few words on his achievement.
Thank you, Narmata. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for this honor. I would like to thank you, Atos team, especially Smruti, Nilesh, and Vishal, and the Atos leadership team. Since one point of time, it was very impossible for us to achieve complete this project, but because of them, we can able to achieve this complete this project on time. Their confidence and the smart work deliver the fantastic result, and I'm very grateful to the Atos team and leadership team. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chetan.
Yeah, thank you.
Next award for Manufacturing Leader of the Year, Textiles 2021 goes to Milan Bhandarkar from Century Rayon. I request Milan to come and receive this award and speak few words on his achievement.
Please promote Milan.
Yeah, already promoted. He has to accept.
Yeah, Milan, please accept your promotion to panelist. Can you try once again? Priyanka? Okay, next one, please.
Milind, are you there?
I think Ajit is there. Ajit Singh Nawale is there. If you can promote him.
Sure. So the last award for the day for Technology Leader of the Year, Auto Parts 2021 goes to Ajit Singh Nawale from Mahindra CIE Automotive. I would like to call Ajit to speak on his achievement.
Yes. Yeah. Good evening, Namrata. Thanks, Atos. Thanks, SAP.
Ajit, your video is not visible.
Just.
Yeah, now it's visible.
Is it visible?
Yeah. Now it's visible.
Okay. Thanks, Atos. Thanks, SAP, Namrata, for recognizing me for this such a beautiful award. Thanks once again.
Congratulations, Ajit. Thank you. Congratulations to all the awardees out there. Now I call Smruti Ranjan Mishra, Senior Manager, Sales and Business Development from Atos, to thank all the leaders and delegates.
Thank you, Namrata. And I would like to thank you very much to all our speakers and our attendees who actually spent almost close to 2 hours with us, and the speakers who shared a lot of insights about the industries, what the manufacturing are doing, what the manufacturing industry is expecting, and how Atos and SAP and industry together can work and can plan their entire transformation journey together. I hope you all enjoyed this amazing presentation and the session. It was a really pleasure to have you with us. And so this concludes the webinar. Thank you all once again for attending this webinar, and hope you have learned and enjoyed this presentation. We look forward to connect with you one-on-one. If you have any, I would say, requirements or anything is there, we really want to connect with you. We wanted to part of your entire transformation journey, and we look forward to connect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Over to you, Namrata.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks to all industry leaders and delegates for joining us. We thank Atos and SAP, our presenting partners, for setting up such a top-level forum and delivering innovative insights. Look forward to see you at the next Top Manufacturing Leaders Forum and Awards. Thank you all. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.